Hello, everyone, and welcome to a surprise post made by the Wild Assault devs themselves. And, huh, this is a interesting one, I must say the least. I got a feeling this is giving a bit of a lore drop right here. And, you know what? I think we're going to get right into it. Wild Assault Devlog number 57, Special Incident Investigation Report. Raven 7 Recon Operation Record. Beneath the glaciers more than stairs. Sorry. I can read. Hello, Wild Ones. Report ID Raven 0700206. Recorder Tactical Intelligence Department Most Corps. Fang Wen. Classified level silver level eyes only. Alert game news. Let's a go. Since last week, seven nearly identical anomaly reports have piled up on my desk. They originated from Crescent Bay, Rich, Rich Mountains RK Mount, and the permanently sealed ruins of the Uli Research Institute in Siberia. Locations that should belong to different combat zones, contested by different factions and valiant ones. Yet, the reports all point to the same phenomenon. I've compiled the most typical and well documented cases among them. Below is the last pre mission briefing for Recon Team Raven 7, along with a transcript of their final transmitted key footage and communications log. I will strive to present the facts as objectively and calmly as possible, though the truth itself may have already stayed behind the bounds of objectively. The incident, my first hand account of the seventh report. I still remember the voice of Gushok, the leader of Raven 7, crackling through the comms channel that morning. It carried that distinct rasp and unsettling composure typical of veteran scouts who have spent too many years in the polar ice barrens. They were assigned a cross border reconnaissance mission. Coordinates locked onto the outskirts of an abandoned Huli Institute special sampled vault near the Siberian Arctic coast. Am I reading this right? Anyways, the mission was routine. Map the residual energy signatures, flag potential third party activity, and recover a small cache of high purity beast bone cores. Remnants believed to be linked to the legendary Arctic project. Everything went smoothly at first. The three-man squad advanced to the objective dur- during a lull in the blizzard. Energy readings were steady, and there were no biological traces along the route. This is Raven 7, approaching the derelict tower. Energy destiny is rising, consistent and stable. But this radiation profile, it's a bit strange. The voice of the technician, Ray Falcon, faltered for the first time. He noted that the energy wasn't fluctuating wildly like standard cores. It felt more like a dormant vital sign. Then, at 1407, everything changed. Damn it! Movement to the northwest! That's not an armored vehicle! Footsteps? But they're too heavy! The background audio was suddenly drowned out by the screech of tearing metal, low frequency roars, and a bizarre, brittle snapping sound, like crystal shattering in sub-zero air. Rapid fire commands at gasps were cut short. 1409. Amidst the final burst of static, Ghost Hawk bellowed. Targeted abnormal. Repeat, not a standard unit. They are devouring our armor. Requesting immediate. Signal lost. The final image. A moment frozen. The Desolate Legion Forward Command dispatched a recovery team immediately. They arrived at the twisted and shredded. No, wait, I skipped ahead.
Needs to go back to school.
They arrived at the coordinates 2 hours later. There were no bodies, no equipment wreckage, only light scout armor, twisted and shredded by sheer brute force, strewn across the snow. The snow wasn't white, it was stained in molted shades of dark blue and eerie green. The color of the beast bone's core forcibly catalyzed and bled out, mixed with unknown biological fluids. The only piece of valuable evidence that was the last few frames uploaded by Raven 7's tactical recorder before power failure. The footage shook violently, edges blurred by interference, but the center was hauntingly clear. A derelict beast bone core supply pod lay half buried in the drifts. It was supposed to have been recovered years ago by the Serene International Secret Organization. Yet, it seemed abandoned here, and standing out before it was something. I find it difficult to define as biological or mechanical. Its surface shimmered with an ominous, matted luster under a dim aura. Its back was to the camera, but in the afterimage, one could glimpse its eyes. Two deep, pulsating clusters of ghostly blue light. It didn't move. It just stood there, watching. The supply pod, as if identifying it or absorbing it. The timestamp froze at 4:11. The final system annotation was brief and cold. Potential code name Crystalline Husk. Signal lost permanently 3 minutes later. Follow-up investigation. The inflexible backlash. Technical analysis confirmed 3 points. The structural failure of the armor was not caused by thermal weapons or conventional explosions, but pure physical tearing and crystalline impalement. The energy spikes matched the anomalous peaks found at the highest level classified data from the Poluli Institute Arctic Project. The fluid samples in the snow displayed a semi-stable biocrystalline state, seemingly converting the surrounding snow into secondary crystals. Before writing this report, I revisited the research notes of Dr. Lian Hua, mother of Han Ying, when she
Needs to go back to school.
when she forbade Marquez from conducting illegal experiments, she wrote, "The Beast Bone Core is resisting the will we imposed upon it. When the threshold of energy imbalance is shattered, it will choose another vessel for its self preservation. Perhaps it's the origin of the crystalline husk, no longer a resource, but a manifestation of survival instinct, a backlash condensed from our over exploitation and experimentation." Conclusion of the week. This is not an isolated case. Including Raven 7, 7 scouting parties have suffered similar attacks over the past few weeks. They appear in different war zones, but share the same traits. Surgical strikes on units carry beastbone cores, immunity to conventional fire, and the presence of crystalline contamination. This is not a serene conspiracy, nor is it a tactic of another dauntless faction. This is a crisis more primal and unpredictable. Consequently, over the past few days, we have begun attentive communication with Serene frontline commanders. Faced with a shared non-human threat, it is time to set aside hostilities in the near future. A Dauntless may receive a new joint briefing from both the Desert Legion and Serene. When that time comes, you won't just be fighting for your faction. You'll be fighting for something more: survival itself. That concludes this week's Wild Assault devlog. Thank you once again for your support and understanding regarding Wild Assault. During the game, please report any issues promptly through our social media channels. Combat Cat Studio. Their X is this link right here, and Discord is this. And you can also follow their all other social medias. I'm gonna give this a rate up. That's pretty much what was here. So what do you guys think? What do you guys expect is coming in the near future for Wild Assault? Let's talk about it somewhere. Whether it's here in the YouTube comments or maybe on the official Wild Assault Discord. Of course, make sure you post things in the right channels. Otherwise, you'll end up like me, the idiot that didn't know what to put where. But with that said, have a good day. Bye bye.